Measles is one of the most infectious and dangerous viruses known to infect humans. It's twice as infectious as COVID and 12 times as infectious as influenza. It spreads so easily that one person can spread it to up to 18 other people. And for every person that's infected with the measles virus, 1 in 3 end up in hospital. They get sick enough that they need hospitalised care. The really severe complications of measles are lung damage, which can lead to pneumonia, brain swelling, which can lead to permanent brain damage, and measles can be fatal. However, there's 2 less well-known complications of measles that I think people need to know about. One of them is called subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, which is a big mouthful, but it's a very rare fatal brain disease that can happen many years after the initial measles infection. And the other thing that measles can cause is something called immune amnesia. So what it does is it basically wipes out the immune system. People lose the ability to fight infections, and their body can't remember fighting previous infections. So this amnesia makes them much more vulnerable to infections for months and sometimes years after having measles. If you were born before 1969, you're likely to have been exposed to measles and be immune to it. But if you're born between 1969 and 2004, there's a good chance that you might have only received 1 measles immunisation, and you need 2 to be fully protected. People are asking, how do I find out whether I've had 2 immunisations against measles? And that can be a little bit tricky because the National Immunisation Register wasn't introduced until 2005, so we had to rely on paper records. The best thing to do is to get in touch with your healthcare provider, and they might be able to go through historical records to see if there's anything on those. You might also have to check your Plunkett book if you're of my era, or your Well Child book. You can also have a blood test to see if you have antibodies to the measles virus. And if all fails and you can't find any record, it is safe to have another vaccination.